Hello students, hope you all are doing fine. Welcome back again to the tutorial. Sixth class, yesterday we covered separation of substances, right? If you remember, let us recapitulate few things. If you remember what I told you yesterday, that we have to separate a mixture in which there is one component which is solid and the other component is liquid. In that case, what we saw is that when we dissolve any substance, solid substance in a liquid one, two cases may arise. In first case, it may dissolve in liquid. Then we say it is soluble. In second case, it may not dissolve. Then what do we say? We say it is insoluble. We did different methods to separate out the soluble components. We did evaporation. Then to separate out insoluble components in a mixture, we did 4 different methods. One was sedimentation, decantation, then we did loading, of course. Then there was a method known as filtration. Then in the end, we did the new method for you, that is churning, right? So students, before moving on to the next topic, if you remember yesterday's topic, I just want to ask you one question. Which method is better, decantation or filtration? Just take 2-3 seconds to think. Which is better? Suppose you have been given a solution of sand and water, a mixture of sand and water. You have to separate out. You have 2 options. Either you do sedimentation, decantation, or you do filtration. So what do you think? Which one is better? Decantation or filtration? When you do decantation, students, then in decantation what you have to do? You have to gently pour the liquid into another beaker without disturbing the sediments. But sometimes during doing this process, some of the sand or some of the sediments, they also come along with the water, right? As a result, the liquid component or the water which is obtained is not pure, right? But when you do filtration, then what happens is you keep the filter paper in the funnel, right? And when you do filtration, all the sediments, they remain inside the filter paper. They are not allowed to pass, right? So the water or the filtrate that is obtained is free from all kind of solid things, right? So filtration is better than decantation. This is generally asked in the exams, right? With explanation, you have to explain if it is asked. So let us move on to today's topic, that is how to separate the substance in which there is a case liquid is dissolved in a liquid. Yesterday we did solid in liquid. Today we have to do if liquid is dissolved in a liquid. Students, again, if liquid is dissolved in a liquid, 2 situations arise. Number 1, it may dissolve, right? Another situation is it may not dissolve, right? Earlier we did when one component was solid, we had to dissolve it in the liquid. Now in this case, we have both the components as liquid. 2 conditions again arise. In one case, it may dissolve. In the other case, it may not dissolve. So, the liquids which dissolve in other liquids, they are known as miscible. Whenever the word miscible is used, it means we are talking about liquid components, liquid mixtures, right? In which solute and solvent both are liquids, right? Now, if it does not dissolve, then we say it is immiscible. Please remember these terms. They may be new for you. What is miscible? When liquids, they get dissolved in other liquid, right? And when it is immiscible, when one liquid does not dissolve in the other liquid. Now coming to the examples. You might have heard about milk in water, right? Ink in water, they are dissolving each other completely. जब आप पानी में मिल्क ऐड करते हो या मिल्क में पानी ऐड करते हो, you never separated out के कौन सा मिल्क है कौन सा वाटर है, right? So they are immiscible liquids. Now what is the example of immiscible? Oil in water, best example. Oil in water, right? So what are the methods to separate out these? First we will be doing in case of miscible liquids. It is distillation. You might have done it in 5th standard. Distillation. It is somewhat similar to evaporation. What happens in case of distillation is a given liquid, it is poured, it is taken in a distillation flask and then it is heated. At a certain boiling point, one liquid, one of the components, it starts boiling, and when it starts boiling, it forms vapors. Now these vapors are not allowed to escape. These vapors are collected in a condenser. They are allowed to condense, right? So when they condense, they become droplets. They become liquid, right? And they are collected, okay? And the other component, it remains in the distillation flask. So in case of distillation, two processes are involved. One is evaporation and the other is condensation. First of all, they do evaporation. At certain boiling point, what happen is they evaporate one liquid, but it is not allowed to escape. Vapors are not allowed to escape. They are collected, they are condensed, then in a condenser. Now these, when condensed, become droplets, come into liquid state, and then they are collected, right? I guess you come to know now, you remember that we had done distillation in 5th class also. This is distillation. Now coming to the liquids which are immiscible. Example is oil in water. Bache, have you ever seen water dissolving in oil? Let me show you. This. I am trying to mix it. This is water and oil. You can see oil has formed a separate layer, right? Being lighter, it comes on the top of the water. It has formed a separate layer. It does not get dissolved. Earlier I tried to dissolve. What I did, I simply add water in the glass and then I add some oil. With the spoon I tried to mix it, but it didn't, right? So it forms a separate layer. These are the immiscible liquids, right? Hope it is clear to you. But if you try to dissolve milk and water, they will get dissolved. Such type of layers are not found in that, right? So in case of immiscible liquids, separate layer is formed. Now, how to separate out these type of liquids? Bache, there is a method. The name of the method is decantation. Decantation, but this decantation is done by using a special type of funnel called separating funnel. What it is called? Separating funnel. Right? What happen is, let me show you. Let me raise this and I am going to show you what is separating funnel. I will show you also most probably in the next tutorial. This type of funnel is there. It is available in a school lab. Right? What happen is, Here it is a stopcock, right? Here cork is fixed or the lid is there. Okay. What is done? This immiscible mixture, it is added in this separating funnel and it forms a separate layer. At the lower is the water and at the top, say this is oil, right? This is oil, this is water, right? Now what is done is the stopcock is opened and the water, it starts coming out drop by drop and it is collected here in the beaker, right? And when whole of the water is poured in the beaker, only oil is left in the separating funnel and this oil is collected in another beaker. In this way, we are able to separate out both the components, right? Hope this is clear to you all. This is separating funnel. Okay. You can note it down in your notes copies also. That's all for today. We have finished our chapter. In our class, we will be discussing the question answers. So hope you all will be very much prepared for question answers. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Okay.